Have you noticed that everyone seems to be making a big decision at the same time? Someone you know just walked away from a job they'd held for years. Someone else ended a relationship that looked fine from the outside. Someone opened a door they weren't even looking for. And it isn't just the people around me. It's in the comments, in the messages, in conversation after conversation. The same sentence, over and over. I can't explain why, but I feel like it's time to change something. So is that a coincidence? Or is something actually happening in the sky right now? The answer is that something rare is happening, genuinely rare. Not the kind of thing that comes around every year. And today I want to tell you not just what it is, but what it might actually mean for your life. Let's get into it. There's a name going around right now, all over social media and astrology circles in the States, Barbault's basket. It comes from André Barbault, a French astrologer who spent his life on something most astrologers never touch. He wasn't writing love horoscopes. He was tracking the slow outer planets and trying to read the direction of entire countries and eras. He built a method for it, and his track record is genuinely striking. He wrote about the collapse of the Soviet Union more than 20 years before it happened, and he flagged both the 2008 financial crisis and the conditions for a global health crisis around 2020. His final major forecast pointed to this year. Now here's where I want to be straight with you. Some people online are treating this week like a jackpot. Luck is about to rain from the sky. Money is coming, everyone's about to be happy. I'm not going to tell you that, because it isn't true. And it's worth remembering that with any forecaster, the hits get remembered and the misses get quietly forgotten. What's in the sky right now is real and it is unusual, but it isn't a lottery ticket. It's something more interesting than that, and I think more useful. So what's actually up there? 4 of the slowest, heaviest planets in the sky, Jupiter, Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune. Jupiter is in Leo, Pluto is in Aquarius, Uranus is in Gemini. Neptune is in Aries for different planets, in 4 different signs, spread across the whole zodiac. And all 4 are sitting at almost exactly the same degree, 4 degrees. Picture someone taking a ruler to the sky and lining them up. That's the shape people are calling a basket or a cradle. Why does that matter? In astrology, the tighter an angle is, the more sharply it tends to be felt. A degree or 2 of slack, and the effect softens and blurs. But when the alignment is nearly exact, it stops being background noise. So this isn't the kind of thing where you might feel it, or you might not. This one tends to come through clearly. And here's the part one finds most interesting. 4 degrees is an early degree. In astrology, early degrees are never an ending. They're a beginning. It's the moment a seed lands in the soil, before there's any green, before there's anything to show anyone. So whatever you're feeling right now, it probably isn't a conclusion. It's much more likely to be an opening, a spark, not a result. Now, the shape itself has a detail that explains something a lot of people are confused about. Jupiter and Pluto are sitting directly across from each other, opposite ends of the sky, in tension. But everything else in this pattern sits at a supportive angle. So there's a strain running down the middle of it, and there's a cushion around the outside. That's why this week may feel contradictory. Something in your life may feel like it's being pushed, pressured, pulled apart. And at the same time, help may show up from an unexpected direction. Both of those can be true at once. The sky is literally shaped that way right now. Now let me be honest about something, because it matters. Can a moment like this move past you? Yes, it can. If you spend these weeks gripping something that's already ending, the opening can pass through your life and you may only recognize it later. Looking back, that part is real, and I'm not going to soften it. But missing this wave is not missing the train. The Uranus-Pluto connection underneath all of this doesn't close when the week ends. It comes back around again and again. Through 2028, the tide goes out, and the tide comes back in. So if you don't feel ready this time, you haven't lost anything permanently. Another chance to step on will come. What matters is that you don't stop reaching for it. You may feel this more personally if you have anything at the early degrees of Leo, Aquarius, Gemini, or Aries in your chart. The first few degrees especially. Sun, Moon, Rising, anything. If that's you, this may land less like a headline and more like something happening directly in your own life. And if you know that's you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. So let's bring this down to earth. See if any of these sound familiar. Maybe you've been in a job for a while where everything looks fine on paper, but there's a low hum of restlessness you can't shake. And you keep quietly asking yourself whether this is really what you want. Maybe you're in a relationship, or a room, or a group where you've spent a long time wondering whether you're actually being seen. And lately you can't unsee it. Maybe there's an idea you've been carrying around for months. A project, a channel, a business. And every time it surfaces, you tell yourself you're not ready yet. Or maybe it's just a pull. No logic behind it. No reasoning you could defend out loud. Just a feeling that you're supposed to do something. If any of that landed, you're almost certainly not alone right now. So what do you do with it? For things. The first is to loosen your grip on the old idea of safety. With Pluto and Uranus in this pattern, old systems and old comfort zones tend to shift underneath us whether we approve or not. If your plan is to do exactly what worked 10 years ago and wait for the same result, this is the moment that's most likely to move past you. Not because you failed, because the ground changed. So if something in your life is genuinely coming apart, stop spending your energy holding it in place, and start asking what it's teaching you to adapt to. The second is to trust the raw version of your courage and plant something small. Remember, for degrees is a seed, not a finish line. So don't hand yourself a standard of perfection you'd never hand a friend. This isn't the week to have it all figured out. It's the week to start open the document. Film the first one. Make the call. The third is to keep one foot on the ground. Neptune is in this pattern, and Neptune is very good at beautiful visions with no floor underneath them. Jupiter in Leo will happily turn the volume up on all of it. Dream as big as you want, but put something small and boring underneath it that you actually do every day. That's the part that turns a vision into a thing that exists. And the fourth is to stop trying to do it alone. Jupiter is asking you to step forward and be seen. Pluto, sitting right across from it, is pointing at everyone else. One person doesn't build a wall. So find a room where people are working on what you're working on. Share the thing before it's polished. Let other people be part of it. Here's where I'll leave it. What's in the sky right now isn't a miracle, and I'd be careful with anyone who tells you it is. But it is rare. It is unusually precise, and it's an opening rather than an ending. It's a seed. What happens next depends on what you do with it. So let me ask you, have you been feeling any of this over the last few weeks? Is there a decision growing inside you that you still haven't made? Tell me in the comments. I really do want to know. And this is only half the story. In the next video, I'm taking all of this down to your sign, all 12 of them. Because where this pattern lands in your chart changes what it's actually asking of you. Someone is being asked to speak. Someone is being asked to leave. Someone is being asked to finally start. So if you want to know which one is yours, that video is coming next. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. Because the stars don't decide your future. They simply help you see it more clearly. Subscribe to follow the stars so part 2 finds you. Until next time, take care.